Welcome to my channel. In this video I want to show you a very unusual coloring book. To be honest, I received it maybe 6 months ago, maybe even longer. It was a gift, and when I looked at it, I realized that I never have heard about this publisher and about this artist. So here we have coloring book based on the art by Angela Harding. And when I looked inside, I realized that it's a book printed in highest quality, but with very unusual designs. That's why I was waiting for such a long time, because I looked at the art by Angela Harding, but I had no idea how to color it. Pictures, they look unique, they looked unusual, but they looked quite well in black and white. I was ready to cut those designs to frame them, and they would be a perfect decoration as they are in black and white, but I had no idea how to color them. But after several months, I decided that no, I need to find a way to use this book, because again, paper is great and lovely designs, especially I love pictures with autumn and winter vibe. So I looked at the original art by Angela Harding, and I decided that maybe using different media like Inktense, like metallic or gouache paints, I can actually color this one. The biggest problem here is amount of black paint, and we have a lot of birds, animals, and of course landscapes, and all of them are printed with a lot of black paints. That's why I thought that they are quite self-sufficient. You don't need to add color for them to be beautiful. It's a lovely one, but I didn't know how to color it. So let me show you some lovely pictures. Of course, when you look on the left side, on the tiny part in full color, you have some ideas how you can color them, but then again, such a huge amount of black, it was frightening. But look at these lovely pictures. Indeed, a lot of nice nature scenes, a lot of lovely animals. And I decided that I need to start coloring this one. This pheasant was one of the pictures which I thought that they could be my first project here, because at least flowers and pheasant feathers, they are relatively light. But in the end, I selected a different page to start, and here is the beginning of my work. I decided that for this J and oak tree, which actually is a part of the original work, on the original work here we also have a landscape, second bird, but for me even the part of it was enough. I decided that I can use here Derwent Inktense, so the whole background I relatively quickly did with Inktense. They worked very well on this paper. Paper reacted with water, with pigment very well, and I would say that even with dark printing beneath, everything looks relatively vibrant, at least exactly how I wanted. I decided to do a mix of green and more yellow-brown leaves to create good contrast to those berries, butterflies, and of course the jaybird, which I still need to color. I decided that beginning I can do with Inktense, and bird I plan to color with Prismacolors. I'm curious, or maybe together with Polychromos. I'm curious how they would behave on this paper, but once again, so far I have very good impression about this paper, and I definitely intend to check other books by this Flame Tree Publishing Company. Maybe they have more usual designs. Honestly, when I started it, I was afraid, but then gradually, when I realized that I really love my beginning, I started to be much more confident, and I got other ideas how I can color in this book. So I hope that soon I will publish a speed coloring video about this page. And there are also pictures which I would love to try to do. This one I think that I can do with gouache. All this background I can do is in grayish blue or light blue color to turn it into something winter with vibrant berries. And yeah, the main question is how to color dark birds. But even here I have two ideas. I have metallic paints, I have metallic watercolors, I have metallic gouache paints, and you know that metallics, they always look nice on dark background, so maybe it's a happy moment for them. Of course, not everywhere metallic colors are suitable, for example here, but I hope that more opaque pencils like Prismacolors, which are able to cover even such dark underpaint, I still can use them. And of course pencils like Derwent Drawings, also creamy and opaque. So if my first coloring with J is successful, second picture which I would love to color, it's again with birds. We will see it in a moment. I don't know, but for me a lot of those pictures, they have this winter or autumn vibe, even if there are flowers, but still that's just my impression. Like this one, it also could be turned into interesting autumn picture with several vibrant elements like those berries and robins, and a landscape in more muted or pastel colors, grayish clouds and grayish water, and couple of vibrant elements. All animals and birds, they are really very lovely, nicely stylized like this colors, and yeah, it was interesting to see to look at such unique style of the artist. Definitely not a coloring book for everyone, but it really helped me now when I stick to several pictures where I work with pencils on many details. Sometimes it's really nice to switch to something different, and I always appreciate books where I can use watercolors and Inktense, especially Inktense. With their colors, I think that they could be a really good match for this book. But where is that page which I wanted to do? This one is also very lovely, but I still don't know how to color it, again because of this dark background. But maybe here I will try to use watercolors, simply to do indigo water and then lighter leaves on the foreground. I think that it can work. Another lovely hair. A lot of foxes, so very nice compositions. I do love compositions here on each of these pages, and you definitely need to be a little bit more creative when you color in this book. So finally, page which I also want to do, and here on the birds, I think that I can try my metallic pencils. For example, I have set of Colors pencils which I never use, but in that huge set there are lovely metallic colors, something like metal indigo or metal gray colors, even silver. I think that I can use it on these blackbirds, and I do love that at least here the background is relatively light. The most important part here is to forget about a very realistic coloring. Of course, I intend to use colors which we can find on the blackbirds. When you look at the shiny feathers, you can see sometimes a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, not simply black color, and it can give you initial idea how to color such pictures in artistic way. You know, I feel now pretty excited because for months I looked at this book and I had no idea what to do. You know that I don't like to copy original art, and apart from the desire to do something in my own way, I realized that simply the artist method of doing these pictures, it's difficult to repeat with pencils or with paint. So um, from the original art, I got this idea to use a lot of muted and natural colors, or maybe to use vibrant color only for the main image. Somehow, I think that after the first successful steps, now I finally can color at least something here, and it won't be sitting idly on my shelf. So I hope that you were interested in this book. Again, definitely not the most popular and not very common coloring book, but I was happy that thanks to the book I learned about this artist, Angela Harding, and yes, I love to use such books, unusual books, to have a small break from my usual work with pencils and in my traditional books by Kerberazanez, by Klara Markova, by Kanoga Yaguza, where I work with Prismacolors and polychromes as always, but sometimes it could be boring, and in such moments books by Angela Harding and several other original books which I own, they actually can be very helpful, and our hobby in such way is never boring. Wish me luck to finish my first project here, and I hope that it will be the first but not the last one, because pictures are really very interesting. So finally, I think that this beautiful gift, it will appear more frequently on my channel. Thank you, and I hope that you also watch the speed coloring video about my first colored page with beautiful J Bird.